Oh well. So, hi. I am definitely in my villain era, and I am accepting that I am a villain. No more Mrs. Nice Girl. My friend said yesterday, you're not a people pleaser, you're a people person, which is why you have to protect yourself. And he's right. But I feel like, as well as being a people person, I am a people pleaser to the extent that I would do whatever makes people happy at the expense of what makes me happy. And actually, I don't even know what makes me happy. Well, I do, but I also don't allow myself to do the things that make me happy. And that has been a very big issue for me in life, in love, in friendships, in romantic relationships. I don't stand up for myself. I put up with things. I bite my tongue because I'm trying to be the bigger person. I'm trying to be the nicer person. And I just want peace, ultimately. I just want peace because I think that I'm a very reasonable person. And I don't feel like life has to be that complicated. If you have a problem, let's just talk about it. Come, let us reason together. Like, let's reason together. And I think I always say that in friendships, in romantic relationships, like, I'm actually so reasonable. You can actually come and talk to me about anything and I won't get offended because, like, I don't know, I'm not easily offended. If someone says, oh, Breeny, I didn't like that, you did this, I didn't like you said that, I'll be like, okay, I'm sorry. Didn't mean it that way, but if that's how you experienced it, I'm genuinely sorry. And I would like, tell me how I can be better in the future. And I think when you are always like that person that is understanding, but the like other people don't function like that, you can kind of get into this habit of always functioning in that way. In a sense, you're over functioning to make up for their lack of functioning, if that makes sense. So I realized that I actually don't stand up for myself because I want to keep the peace. And I want everyone to be happy. Because somewhere along the way, I learned that my happiness is not actually important at all. I learned that it doesn't actually matter whether I'm happy. It's all about keeping the other person happy. The person that you are in a relationship with, the person that you're friends with, the person that may be your family member. Somewhere along the lines, I learned that my happiness was not important. And so I minimize my needs because I think it's that thing of codependency, right? I'm going to make myself into whatever you want, whatever makes you comfortable in order to be loved and accepted, because I don't think that I am worthy of love and acceptance just by being myself. And that's a hard realization. That is horrible. That's a really hard realization to come to, that you're actually not showing up as your full self because you're more interested in being liked and likable than actually being a real person. And that's what I've done in my life. That's what I've done in my relationships. That's what I've done on social media. And so anytime someone's disappointed in friendships, so anytime someone is disappointed with me. Like, I want to hurry up and make that right. I remember there was this girl that fell out with me for no reason. This model, not model, actually I'm not even going to expose the identity, because you might start thinking it's one person, it really isn't. I hadn't spoken to her in, or seen her in years, and one day she shows up at my church. And my thing is, like, I am uncomfortable being in a room with someone that either I have a problem with or that has a problem with me, and me not resolving it, me not feeling free enough to be able to move around because there's this problem. This person has a problem with me. And also in the scripture, it says if your brother has a problem with you, like, go to them and tell them. So in my mind, I'm like, no. This person's come to my church for a reason. So let me go to her after church and just ask her, like, is everything okay with us? Like, what happened? And she basically blew me off and gave me the cold shoulder. And I was so shocked, yeah? And I was like, oh, even in church, we can't even be amicable. And I was like, wow, okay. But then I've now started to realize why I try to do that with people, even people that I haven't actually done anything. Like, I genuinely haven't done anything to them. I didn't do anything to them. And I've been watching my nephew and how my nephew is so sweet and so innocent. He's the happiest baby and happiest boy I've ever met in my life. He is such a happy boy. And he gets really upset when people say no, or they say, I don't want to play with you, or whatever. He gets really upset when people don't want to play with him. And like, as he was experiencing that, and as I was seeing him like deal with those emotions, I was like, my heart is breaking, because I actually see myself in him. I see myself in him not understanding why I can be so loving and so welcoming to people and they reject me. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And he's like, well, why don't they like me? Why don't they want to be my friend? Why don't they want to play with me? And it's like, because that's their own issue. Like, that's their own issue. And we can't change how people feel about us. And I think for so long, especially because I have suffered with rejection from very early from women, women, girls that are supposed to be my family and are supposed to love me and accept me and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I think I've definitely tried to force relationships with people that generally don't even like me, but I don't actually see it, because I'm only focusing on the fact that I like them. And so then you're missing all of the obvious signs and the red flags that this person doesn't really care about you too much. Like, they don't see you how you see them. And so I've realized that actually that translates to me to romantic relationships as well. And the thing is that, and eventually someone shows up for you in that way, it's very hard to turn it down. It really is. And even though that person may not fit everything on your list, like, yeah, they may not fit everything on your list, just the care and kindness they're showing you is enough to make you melt. It is. Like, it is enough to make you be like, oh my God, I love this person. They're so nice to me. And that's really bad. Because a person can start off very, very nice. They all do. Nobody starts off mean. Nobody starts off being mean to you. And because they don't start off being mean to you, when something mean happens, or something that is like, whoa, you excuse it, like, oh, maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe it's something that I did. Because I'm not perfect. I can take accountability. But I've learned that I actually take false accountability. Even when I'm right, I'm wrong. And people say that, oh, it's because how you're raised in Christianity, and this is how Christianity teaches people. And it is true. It's very true. It's conditioning. It's how you're raised. And also in your family structures as well. Because let's not forget family dynamics. Let's also not forget family dynamics. And your family actually teaches you what you should accept. Let's be honest. Because we all want to act like we're brand new and stuff, and we have all this education and stuff about what we should look out for, yeah, in men. But your family dynamic and what you have experienced in your family sets the tone of what you will accept into your life. And I'm not afraid to say that I did not recognize the red flags until I did something that was seemingly so wrong. Like, so wrong. Because before that, I'm perfect. In his eyes, I am perfect. Like, I am in love with this girl so much that I'm gonna propose to her, engage. And if you guys must know, yeah, everything was perfect. Everyone's like, why didn't you realize that? How can you get engaged to someone that you don't realize is actually a good fit or whatever? It's actually very easy, because everything for us was actually okay up until the engagement. Well, I don't say it was okay. There was other factors, but it was never internal. It was never between us. There was external factors, but it was never because of us. It was external factors that we dealt with. But because we dealt with it together, it was like me and you against the world type thing. So we was on that way for a long time, even up into the engagement. But after I stopped being the perfect woman or behaving perfectly in his eyes, that's when he changed. And what I did was not, still, in my opinion, it was not worthy of what I did was not worthy of his reaction, basically. And so when I stopped performing and being what he thought I was, I guess, that's when the real him came out. Because now he's trying to protect himself for me. And you can't love someone and be protecting yourself against them at the same time. Mind you, what I did was in reaction to what he did to me. Nobody cheated, by the way, in case you got that in your stupid mind. What I did was in reaction to what he did to me, which was really bad. Really bad. But oh no, because I am the bad guy, I'm always in the wrong. I'm always in the wrong. And so people was talking about, oh, but didn't you see that before you got engaged? Like, let people, like, you know, engagement is not marriage, right? You know, people are actually allowed to get engaged, see what they don't like, and then leave. You do realize that, right? I didn't get married. We didn't get married. It's actually okay for me to change, for me to see and then to leave. But I know that you guys are wise, you know that, right? Anyway, so I was able to see his true colors after the engagement, and I'm not going for it. I'm not desperate. There's a billion more men on the planet. I don't have to settle. I don't have to accept that treatment, because people always say to me, Breeny, it's not going to get better. What you're seeing now is not going to get better. It's only going to get worse once you get married. And I couldn't. I actually couldn't do it. Anyway, I say all that to say that I am not going to be Mrs. Nice Guy anymore. I am not going to be a woman that bends her boundaries or doesn't have any boundaries. Because I'll be honest, like, as long as I believe that you are for me, I don't feel like I have to have any boundaries for you, which is very wrong. You need boundaries from the beginning, in the middle, in the end. When you get married, in marriage, you have to have boundaries, because men do not respect women without boundaries. Do not let them lie to you and tell you that they need a woman that is agreeable. Men respect women that have boundaries, and that boundaries may not always be in his favor. Like, I bent over backwards in my last relationship. Like, I bent over backwards. I did more than I needed to, because I wanted him to like me. I wanted him to like me more than I wanted to be myself. And I wanted him to approve of me, and I wanted him to accept me. But the more I bent, the less he respected me. How crazy is that? The more I gave, the less he respected me. The more I sacrificed, the less he loved. But we women are taught that the more, if you just do this is what men will tell you. If you just do this, if you just do that, men will do this. Nah. You teach men how to treat you by what you accept and what you allow. And it's very hard to create a standard once you have allowed disrespect time after time. It's actually very difficult. Well, it's very difficult to then try and raise a standard, because he's like, oh, you've changed. No, I'm not doing that. And any man that will allow you to not have boundaries for him, or a man that will constantly cross your boundaries, nah, I can't respect you, and you can't lead me, and I can't follow you. And at this point in time, men have nothing that I want. I have zero interest in being anything for any man. I've done that. It has not got me anywhere. So yeah, I have very much decentered men, and I'm doing whatever the heck I want. And I'm online saying whatever the heck I want and what I believe. Because for so long, I have allowed people to make me doubt what I know to be true. Or I've tried to put men's feelings into consideration as if men are my target audience. I do not care. I have allowed men to influence me. Like everything. And I'm not going for it. I can't. I'm not going to live like that anymore. I can't. It's actually destructive to me as a woman, and disrespectful to me as a woman. Like, constantly thinking about men and what men think, and not doing such and such because what will a man think? Like, you can't please men. There's nothing you can do to please men. Please yourself, and men will be pleased. That's really what they want. They want a woman that is selfish. Real men want women that are selfish. That's who are desirable to them. They do not want women that are that consider them. Have your life, do what you want, do you. And if he's attracted to that, and if he can add to that, amazing. But if he's intimidated by that, I just don't want you near me. I just don't want your hot breath. I don't want you speaking to me. And I'm not going to play small ever again in my life. And I think that's what I've been doing. Like, because the men that I have been with have been so small. They've been so small. And I thought we could make it work because they really like me. They've been so small. I've been trying to fit into them. And then they just end up breaking me. How does that make sense? I'm trying to bend and break. I'm trying to bend and mold for them. And then they hate me even more. Like, they hate that even more. they hate you trying to bend for them. Like, these men, they don't love themselves. So how can they love me? How can they love me if they don't love themselves? They don't respect themselves. They haven't patterned themselves. They're not where they want to be in life. How can they love me when they don't even respect themselves? And the funny thing is that I have men in my life, my brother-in-law, my friends, my male friends, generally brothers in Christ, that actually respect themselves. And they're the first person to tell me, like, Breeny, I don't know what you were doing with that guy, but Breeny, that's not it. Do you know who you are? Like, actually, do you know who you are? Like, what are you doing with that person? And they never say it like that. They will never speak to me like that. But basically what they're saying is, like, Breeny, like, that is not for you at all. That man is not a man. That man is not the man for you. And I appreciate my brothers that will tell me and be real with me, like, obviously afterwards, but they're never going to impose on my relationship. They're never going to try and deter me. They're not a hater. But after it does end, they're like, Breeny, do you actually know who you are? Like, you actually are her. Like, you don't have to bend for anybody. And I appreciate those men. So I do love men. And I know the men that I deserve. But I know that I need to do a lot of healing around childhood wounds and childhood trauma that keeps allowing and accepting certain men into my life because they show up nice, like they're nice. And nice and kind are not the same. Nice and kind are not the same. And I even have to learn that for myself. Because sometimes when you're focused on, sometimes when you want people to like you, you show up nice. You're trying to impress people. You're trying to be nice. But nice and kind is not the same thing. Because you can be kind and a loving person without accepting and tolerating rubbish. And I think in Christianity, they teach us that, you know, you have to be nice. And that's all outward. That is all outward. That doesn't tell me anything about your character. Because you're actually performing. You're not actually being yourself. And so I just want to be myself. And I'm even letting go of my YouTube image of being... I didn't actually realize that what over savvy meant. I actually Googled it the other day. And I was like, that is so funny. So an over savvy is a know-it-all, right? I'm giving up that title, I guess. Even though I didn't give it to myself. Sometimes you create an idea. You create an image online that you just have to let go of. And I know that's going to cost me a lot of followers. But I've got to be myself. And I've got to be able to change my mind on certain things whenever I choose to. Because if you had made videos for over 10 years on a certain topic and recorded it, you'd be looking back on certain things that you said and being like, oh, why did I say that? I don't believe that anymore. But because your stuff is not recorded and mine is, you have judgment. You're judging me because your life is not recorded. Your words are not recorded. And yeah, the Bible does say not many people should become teachers. But if we are waiting for perfect people to learn from, I think we'll be going to be waiting forever. I think we're going to be waiting until Jesus comes back. But I think we should just respect people that are honest enough to admit that they are growing and changing, and that what they once believed isn't what they believe anymore. And actually respect them, because there's some people, they just change their content. They'll never go back and address how they actually feel or what they believe now. They just keep on going. And I don't rate that, to be honest. Like, don't try and change the conversation now without actually admitting your contribution to the old rhetoric, you know? And so anyway, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm loving. And generally, actually, I love looking good, honestly. But like, makeup nowadays isn't like, I actually love my bare face a lot more than makeup. But I feel like when I show up on YouTube, I have to show up like 10 10 out of 10. And I don't even know how this makeup is looking on this camera. It looks good in... So I'm not even showing you guys what I'm using. Juvia's Blaze. It's kind of similar to my other makeup tutorial, using a lot of the stuff that I use. For setting powder, I'm using Cinnamon Bun by HUDA. But I use Makeup Revolution by Patricia Bright. I'm going to use this color. I don't believe they discontinue this now, but at the time, I think I bought like 3 of them. I love that God is allowing my crown to slip. I definitely feel me losing my crown, my YouTube crown. Definitely feel myself losing my footing on YouTube, which is amazing because now God can really use me. Now he can really use me to say what he wants me to say. I've never worried about people's opinions. Like, I never really worried about, oh, what will people say? But my last video on divorce and remarriage, that was definitely like a, oh snap, people are going to start making videos about me in a Christian scene. Let them. Let them. I know what God said. I know what God said. Banana bread. Why are you not focusing? Anyway, Banana Bread by Huda Beauty. Just gonna, yeah. Like, there's one point I was like, shoot. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not used to just talking freely like this, genuinely. So it's really hard. It's really hard to just talk freely. I'm used to talking in a structure. But it's really hard. It's really, really hard just to talk freely. Like, I always feel like I'm not making any sense. And I've been feeling like that lately. Because I think I'm internalizing people's words. Like, Breeny, you should just get off of YouTube and go and heal. I'm like, no, God didn't tell me that. God didn't tell me to go take time off YouTube. God didn't tell me to go and hide. So I'm like, I'm showing up. I just keep showing up. And that's all I'm going to do. Keep showing up. Even if it's messy. Like this video. And I don't know what I even said in this video, if it even makes sense. I don't know if what I said makes sense in this video. I don't know if it's formulated. I don't care. That felt really good to say that. I don't care. Don't care. I actually don't care. I don't care what people think about me. People, come on, you gotta zoom in. You gotta focus. There we go. Made by Mitchell Think Pink. Look at that. Pretty, pretty. Just don't care. Just don't care what people think about me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I've cared for too long. I've cared for too long. I've cared for too long. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you think I'm right. I don't care if you think I'm wrong. I don't care if you think I'm a bad Christian. I don't care if you think I'm a bad woman. I don't care if you think I'm a bad wife, or I don't care what you think. I don't care if you think that it was my fault that my relationship ended. I don't care. Think what you want. I'm tired of controlling people's opinions about me. Think what you want. You are right. You are right. But I'm also right. You're right, but I'm also right. And that's that. Like, being online, you actually give people the option to comment and to share their opinion. The crazy thing about it, and why the viewers get upset, is because they genuinely think that their opinion matters in your life. And when you don't take it, they get really upset. Like, you should listen to us. We know. I don't care. Respectfully. I don't give a damn. It's my life. I'll do whatever the heck I want. And if you don't think that's Christian, and if you don't think it's holy, take that up with Jesus Christ. I speak to him every morning. If he thinks what you're saying is right, he'll tell me about it. Until then, I will do what I want. I will do what I want. I'm actually gaining back autonomy over my own life and not thinking about, oh, what will he think about me? What will he think about me if I do that and say that and post that? I don't care. I don't care. The men that are following me, I do not care about your opinion. Please save it. I'm not trying to be a good girl. I'm not trying to be anything but myself. And I'm very cautious that I am a role model to young girls, and young girls follow me. And that's the only thing I care about. All of my content is for women, to advocate for women. And I think before I was like trying to understand men and women, trying to take everyone's feelings into consideration. And it's too much. It's too much. I speak for and advocate for women only. Only. And I will only do and say what is of benefit to women. And if you are too male identified, you more lean towards supporting men, then my channel is not going to be for you. It's not. And I think a lot of people, I didn't know how much I was identifying with the plight of men. I could care less. I could care less about men's plight, because men's plights are brought on by themselves. There's so many women desperate to love a man, but he is not desperate to love a woman. He's not. They say they are. They say they want wives and women to be a certain way. You give them that and they treat you worse. There's that book there's a book called Why Men Love Bitches. I've never actually read it, but I think I understand the concept. And it's true. Men love women that are not nice to them. It's true. And the more you try to be nice to them, it's the worse they treat you. So believe those videos that you're seeing all on this YouTube. It's true. It's true. Men love women that have boundaries and expectations and standards. Men love when you have expectations for them. Trust me. It's only the ones that the ones that complain about it are the ones that can't do anything for you. So, but the men that actually have it, it's not an expectation. It's not too much for them. They don't mind. They do not mind. Like I said, I know some good men. Like the things that we ask for as women that are bare minimum, there are men that think that it's bare minimum as well. There are actually men that also think that what you're asking is bare minimum because they have it. But if you only have Peugeot money, don't come over here because this is Porsche money over here. I'm a Porsche. I'm not for everybody. If you got it, if you got what it takes, come let us ride out. We'll ride out. We'll ride out. But honestly, right now, I'm too focused on myself. I'm too focused on what I want to do. I'm too focused on what I want to consider a man. Because you just can't. You can't consider them. You can't put your life on hold for them. And people may say, oh, it's because your relationship didn't work out. That's why you're talking like that. I thank God my relationship didn't work out, because what I know now is priceless. And I would never, ever, 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 ever lower myself and not think that I am her when I actually am. Like, no man will ever talk me out of being her ever again. No one will ever get me to lower my price. Never. Never again. Oh, I forgot. MAC press powder. Who remembers this? Studio Fix press powder in NW58. I think the makeup looks a lot on camera, but in real life it's pretty snatched, pretty snatched. I'm very tempted to do my eye makeup, but I think this is the look nowadays. Actually, let me put something in the crease. Let me put something in the corners. In the corners. Just gonna put this in. Ooh, that's pretty. Very pretty. In the corners. Put it in the corners. Oh, by the way, yeah. By the way, I think some people are confused. I think people think that, like, I'm Nigerian. I know those who've been following me, you guys know that I'm Caribbean, right? St. Lucian and Dominican. But some people think I'm Nigerian. And I think I definitely do play into that. But no. People are like, but you look Nigerian or you look African. I'm like, okay, thanks. Is that meant to be like, they say it like it's meant to be a diss. Okay. Nigerians are beautiful, and so what? I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if I was African or Caribbean. There's not a flex around here. You get it? So this is me, I think. I have obviously individual lashes. I should put some, let's see if I should put some eyeliner. Eyeliner. Let me see if I put some. I've actually got this makeup by Mitchell. I know it's not even green anymore. It's disgusting. But I usually use this for like eyeliner. I think I have an eyeliner pencil somewhere. Eyeliner. If you are here from my other makeup, if you remember my other makeup tutorial, comment below. You a real one. You a real one. Because I know people were asking me in my other video to do a makeup tutorial. That's what I'm doing. Gonna use this for It's falling out in here, but it's okay. It's okay. I think they call it soft glam. I've probably been looking up the whole time in it. Oh well. So I tell you, like I told you before, I am in my villain era. No more Mrs. Nice Breeny. Who wears the sunglasses so far back like this? Oh my god. I look crazy.